Tampax Radiant tampons have three different components: the applicator, the string, and the absorbent core. The applicator is made out of BPA-free plastic, which contains less chemicals than other plastics and is derived from crude oil and natural gas. The string is made of both polyester and paraffin. The polyester thread is coated in paraffin to keep the string clean. They are both derived from petroleum. To attain the natural gas and crude oil they need, fracking must be utilized. A micro-earthquake caused by high-pressured water breaks up the ground and rock formations to allow the natural gas to flow upward to the surface. While some tampons use cotton for the absorbent core, Tampax Radiant tampons are comprised of rayon, which is derived from eucalyptus trees to help absorb and retain fluid. Many environmental impacts occur as an effect as well from the extraction process. Three of the components, the plastic, polyester, and paraffin, are derived from a form of crude oil or natural gas that has to be drilled and refined, which contributes to air and water pollution and adds to our carbon emissions. The plastic in the applicator also contributes to deforestation, considering they need to clear a considerable amount of space for the drilling and refining plants. Along with the environmental effects of drilling, it can also disturb people and wildlife. Petroleum drilling, needed for polyester, is responsible for 38% of all methane emissions in the United States. The extraction process of the eucalyptus trees for the rayon also makes a considerable impact on our environment, especially the forests and wildlife living there. Although Procter & Gamble pledged to plant a tree for every one they extract, deforestation and destruction of habitat are very prominent due to the extraction process. Procter & Gamble have various manufacturing facilities around the world, but outsource many components productions from Germany to maintain profitability. The facility located in the United States is in Auburn, Maine. The plastic is created through a mechanical process in which natural gas is refined into ethane and propane, which are then heated in a process called cracking to turn them into monomers, ethylene and propylene. They are then combined to create different polymers that are extruded and melted together into the applicator mold. Polyester is formed in a similar way. Plastic pellets are melted and extruded through small holes to form long threads that cool and harden into a fiber. Paraffin, the wax that coats the string, is made from a byproduct of refining lubricating oil and starts as a mixture of oil and wax. After the oil is separated, what is left is paraffin. Rayon's production process consists of dissolving the eucalyptus wood into a pulp solution that is then cleaned. It is then treated again and again to create fibers that form regenerating cellulose that is spun into yarn. Procter & Gamble strive to reduce their emissions and rely mostly on renewable electricity. The factory in Maine uses a combination of electricity powered by wind turbines, solar power, geothermal power, and hydroelectric power. The energy mix may be different for other factories depending on the resources available to them. Parts of rayon production can be very energy intensive with fossil fuels, up to 2 times more than cotton manufacturing. A typical manufacturing plant uses around 95.1 kilowatt hours of electricity, which can be easily sourced from onshore wind turbines that can generate more than 6 million kilowatt hours per year, making them very cost effective and clean for the planet. That's equivalent to powering about 1,500 average households with electricity. There is a high price to pay when producing these products. The production process of rayon entails of major deforestation and habitat destruction, and the solvents used to treat the fibers can be toxic to both the environment and humans. When refining or processing natural gas, there is always a risk of an oil spill, habitat destruction, or climate change. When creating plastic, there is also the risk of small pellets that aren't biodegradable making their way into waterways that often get eaten by different animals. Cracker plants also pollute rivers with chemicals that can be toxic to marine life and accumulate in the food chain.
Extraction materials are shipped to the U.S. Procter & Gamble factory for production by sea from the German extraction company. But why Germany? Why not extract these materials from within the United States? Unlike the United States track record, Procter & Gamble make it a point to work exclusively with environmentally sustainable energy sources, which is popular in European countries like Germany. Furthermore, P&G proudly produces their tampon packaging to be made 96% recyclable, according to a New York Times 2018 article. While Procter & Gamble's distribution process is information that is not open to the public, let us assume that P&G has assembled warehouses, 10 in each U.S. state, with one warehouse for further distribution. First, semi-trucks will be packed and ready with Tampax products, where the truck driver will begin their journey to their assigned drop-off warehouse, and for the sake of this project, let us say the main Pennsylvania warehouse is located right here in Altoona. The products are dropped off at the main warehouse, and the semi-truck driver returns to the factory in Auburn, Maine. With gas semi-trucks averaging 5.17 miles per gallon of natural gas, and the distance between the P&G main factory and Altoona, Pennsylvania, being about 600 miles, it can be estimated that roughly 3,000 gallons of natural gas is being used for P&G semi-trucks to distribute its tampons to the state of Pennsylvania. Although natural gases are more sustainable than semi-trucks using diesel, Procter & Gamble's semi-truck distribution process so far already has rising levels of carbon dioxide, greenhouse gas emissions, and nitrogen oxides, which is a powerful contributor to our Earth's increasing air pollution rates. To continue, the main warehouse essentially becomes a more intimate distribution site within each state, where the process repeats itself. For example, a semi-truck from Philadelphia would commute to the main warehouse in Altoona and transport X amount of Tampax Radiant products to Philadelphia for further distribution. This becomes a business-to-business transaction where stores such as Martin's or Walmart will have an order for the P&G company, and this distribution process transports the goods to the accurate businesses. Although the process for distribution of tampons is quite simple and consumed nationwide, according to another New York Times article in 2018, there is still a strong social and cultural reference stemming from the taboo nature of menstruation in regions such as Africa, East Asia, and the Middle East.
Tampons, the Radiant wrapper containing the product has a receivable for after the product has been used. After accounting for different usage patterns, we estimated that about 19 million menstrual products are consumed in the U.S. The average consumer spends at least $150 to $300 on Tampax products. Consumers tend to buy more because of the notion of society seeing this as a ripe innovation, but also it is seen as taboo in nature on menstrual cycles in the women of the world. The positive for this product is it's available in almost every grocery store and gas station. There is always some variant of the products, however, the negative impacts are the taxation on Tampax products, which is called the pink tax, through intended demographics in North America, South America, and Europe. The product itself adds well to the human well-being because it's an essential product. It's important for every woman's daily life routine. A social factor that was seldom taken into consideration 2020 through 2022 was that tampon shortage due to the COVID pandemic. So tampons are an essential product for females and will forever be in high demand.
Tampax Radiant tampons are single-use only products. After the application of the tampon, the applicator and wrapper are put into the restroom waste bin. Along with the applicator and physical tampon being human waste, these pieces are not recyclable or biodegradable due to the liquid wicking coatings and it primarily being made from plastic material found from rayon, as discussed during production. This results in the tampon pieces to end up in landfills with other uncompostable trash. When Tampax tampons are in the landfill, they're exposing the Earth's ground level to dioxin, chlorine, and rayon chemicals, which become groundwater pollution. The emissions of dioxin, chlorine can also contribute to air pollution. And when a tampon is flushed down the toilet, which it never should be, it flows through the local sewer system where it leads to the nearest body of water, eventually getting to the ocean.